Okay. And when you're thinking about this year now, a lot of people have also said that typically what you see is the halving, which we know is going to happen in April. And subsequently, we've seen that each cycle, the top has been reached earlier, if I'm correct. And there's people who are saying like,
Always in
we might,
December.
yeah. So if you were to say, and obviously there's no certainties, there's only probabilities, and now we've got the suits involved, and who the hell knows what happens with them, like for better or worse. Where do you see this top going, and when would you see that happening in your estimation?
Yeah, it's a great question. The answer is I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. And one thing that I do kind of play around with is because of all this rebalancing and the size of the money and all the market making that's been going on, I think it's possible that we have. I mean, 2023 was a great example of what I would call a very slow, healthy, methodical, but still bloody impressive rally, right? We went up 130%. And it was just, I mean, people were scared the whole way along. It was beautiful. It was just this long, slow grind of just, I mean, we didn't even give back 20%, right? It's my favorite chart right now. We
Mm.
haven't had a 20% drawdown from whatever the top is since the FTX bottom. The market has not pulled back more than 20%, which is kind of impressive. Even the sell off from 49 down to 40 was 18%. So we're still not at 20.
Wow.
Most cycles we get down to like 23, 30, a couple of 50s, have a 2019 style where you go down 60%, 70%. Like this is normal. What we're seeing right now is not normal. It's not normal. And that's actually really bullish because who's buying to stop this price from going down more than 20%? It'll happen, right? At some point we'll get a deeper correction. But then we just enter the world of Bitcoin that we all know and love. A lot of people don't realize how resilient this market has been. So the foundation that's below us, I think, is very, very robust. And I spoke about this actually when Pete McCormack was in town on the that What Bitcoin Did pod and also the live show.
Yeah, that was
Um,
awesome, man.
yeah, just this chart that basically looks at shrimp all the way up to like basically people under 10 Bitcoin. And it shows the 30-day change of how many coins they're accumulating. And we compare it to issuance just because it's a nice, easy benchmark, right? How many coins are mined? How many of the shrimp buying? Basically, they bought the top in 2017. This is me in such unbelievable style, just this massive buy side, just stacks and stacks of coins. We
Mm.
never got even close to that level until Luna blew up and 3 Arrows blew up and FTX blew up. What kind of maniac is buying coins, little guy, buying coins when all that news cycle is going on? Bitcoin was dead for a decade,
Mm.
was the narrative. And yet these crazy guys were just buying that bottom. To me, that chart is Bitcoin's education. People have learned why and how to hold this thing. 85% of the coins are held by these crazy people, right? I mean, where are the coins going to come from? Because we're not going to mine them fast enough for the amount of demand that's going to come in from baby boomers and retirees and asset managers. There's just not enough coins. So, like, who knows where this price goes? The rebalancing stuff could make it a much slower, more methodical cycle. The truth is, what I actually love about my job is that I just don't know the answer, but I'm there to try and like chart it on the hard right edge and actually find out where the market goes and just have my tools telling me as best I can where things are at. Right now,
Mm.
things are, yeah, they're a little bit short term overheated, but we're not like steamy, right? It's very much an enthusiastic bull. We're not in euphoric territory just yet.
Wow. Yeah, it's so true, man. It's like things have changed so dramatically. If I think about when would we have hit 40, let's say 42, whatever it is today. When did we hit that in the last cycle?
We hit it in around, I think it would have been January. So January 2021 was the on-chain peak. And what I mean by that is that all the metrics that I described before about lighting up like a Christmas candle, that thing was an absolute firework. January was when all the long-term holders were just puking out coins saying, thank you very much. I'll take 40K every day. And a lot of
Mm.
that was GBTC. There's all sorts of stuff going on, but essentially that was kind of the peak. Now,
Okay,
if you,
that's interesting because
yes,
you just think of where we are now and the sort of
look at Google
maturity
Trends.
of the markets.
Google Trends is basically at like not all time low, but barely off the bottom. And we're at the same price as when Elon Musk and Tesla bought, and the on chain market was exploding, saying top, 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 it's over, right?
It's so
42,
funny.
42, two different
But
animals.
in December, I remember this quite well. I was traveling and I was in the airport, literally standing in line on a god awful Jetstar flight, ready to board. And I'm smash buying grands and grands at a time because I was just like, whoo, this thing's running. Whoo, it
Yep.
keeps going. And and so you just see that you sort of euphoric, mad feeling in those months around, December, Jan, and here we are, and people are bored, and they're like, oh, I'm
It's
not
wild,
happy,
isn't it?
and it's like,
They're arguing over whether it's spam or not in the blockchain and the
oh,
mempool. It's like, guys, let's
brilliant.
just. I mean, it's is this really what we're fighting about? I mean, good lord.